It's Messy Monday. Join us here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for more new shows, okay? But you already know what it is. It's MouthTV, bringing you all latest headlines, breaking stories, drama, clout chasers, and everything trending in these streets. Now, say it ain't so, but we had a messy weekend, okay? Yes. A lot of people are coming out, rap beef going on. The YouTubers are going at it. Terrence Howard is suing, and JT's waving a white flag. Let's get into it. Now, first story of the day, Amanda Seales is going in on Shannon Sharpe again. And people were saying that she was into him. She said, why would I be into someone who was gaslighting me the entire interview? And then she went on to drag people who said her autism diagnosis was questionable, right? She said, anyone who had questions about my autism, well, just watch this clip. Hell, hear it for yourself.
Queen Reynolds, testing is thousands of dollars. I'm not sure why you feel confident in speaking to me about that. That's actually really rude. I don't know where people got this idea that I'm a liar. It's like the most bizarre thing because I'm so not a liar. I'm not saying that I haven't ever lied in my life, but like it is not a way of life for me, like the way it is for other people. But I want to just tell you very unequivocally, anyone who has a question about my autism diagnosis can go yourself. You are a nasty person and you have way more important things to work on than me, if that's something that's even taking up any space in your mind. And I'm not going to be nice or polite.
Now, with that being said, I think that too, that she's the one who let us know that she got online to do a self-diagnosis test, right?
And now the story is being passed around that it was her therapist or her somebody she was talking to, right?
Yeah, but I think that what happens is we went back to that first receipt. It's always something that she's doing, right? She will put a story out, and it doesn't matter if it's one word that tweaks it. I said one word that tweaks it, okay? And she's going to come back and say, I didn't say it like that. That's not what I meant. And see, that's why we're not the same. And I'm sorry you guys don't like me. But I don't know. She's so repetitive to me to where I already know that she's always going to be the one to poke fun and start an argument with you when you don't even, you know what I mean? Like, you don't see it's even necessary. We heard what we heard. But I think, too, that unless you got it on paper, like, you know, why should we just dismiss that you have issues with your mouth? Like, I don't know, but it is what it is. Like, some of us get the short end of the stick. But on another note, your name is Amanda Seales. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. So they expect something like that to come out of my mouth. Me to, you know, talk nonstop. On another note, I think that she's kind of giving us her little self-diagnosis so that way she, you know, so that way it kind of gives us or gives her a pass on whatever she wants to say and make it okay. Anyway, we all have our own thoughts and opinions about that, but she's always going to come back at us. And now, again, I thought she was hitting on Shannon Sharpe. There's a couple of scenes there where I thought that she, you know what I mean? She did everything but rub him on the leg. But, hey, she did pull back. I did, you know, notice that as the interview prolonged. And I do want to say prolonged. He gave her almost 3 hours, which is longer than an expected interview with any other guest. So I wasn't sure, but, you know, if I was to close caption Shannon Sharpe's part and I could close caption hers, she was talking the majority of the time, okay? So it was her show. It was definitely her show.
Well, tell us what you guys think about all that. Talk to us back in the chat, okay? Yes. Now, next, Drake and Kendrick are going back and forth. It's got real messy. They're both coming out with claims against each other. They're both implying some really messed up things about each other. Yeah. Now, Drake is being said he's getting with minors. Drake denies the claims in a diss track back to Kendrick. They've dropped so many tracks.
I know.
It's crazy.
I thought that this was premeditated.
It's a whole album's worth. Exactly. That's what it makes it look real premeditated. And that's what a lot of people are saying. They're not falling for that.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. They got really messy with it to where, I don't know, these are good artists. So they could have these freestyles put together. Just ask Toni, okay? She got JT out here waving the white flag. Is surrendering because it was roasting her real good with this, okay? Coming up with it off the dome.
Fucking round for round. Yeah, pound for pound. That nigga fuck with the devil. He slid down. Yeah, they go.
That's what to expect from Toni, though. Where she gets a little bit of smoke in her, you just don't know how it's going to come back out.
So Drake has said that Kendrick was fed false claims, and Kendrick went ahead and put it in the songs, right? And he's saying that you're actually pulling from your trauma. It's your own confessions. Touch My Body by Mariah Carey. When that plays, you probably are self-reflecting and that your parents didn't protect you. So you're bringing up his past traumas to rub it in.
I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way. I ain't gonna lie.
That's real messy.
Yeah, some of these shots are just too low for me, and so I don't know. It is what it is. I think too that Drake's from the other side of the universe. You know what I mean? To where your relationship with the minors, you know what I mean, can go so far, and also their age restrictions are a little bit different than the United States. So, but yeah, it's not gonna take 2.2 to look somebody in the face and go, "You thought that was okay," but over there they do. So what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? You know what I mean? A lot of girls need their rent paid, and I think that Drake's the one to do it.
Well, allegedly.
Right.
I've heard quite a few hundreds of thousands is being passed around by him.
Okay.
Okay, so our next story comes from Ari Lennox and Flo Milli. Flo Milli was throwing a shoe at her head. Okay, and Ari Lennox came to her defense. She says, stop disrespecting openers. Stop creating excuses on why openers get violated on stage. Maybe she shouldn't have been on that tour, in quotes, because that's what people are saying. And that's what even we said in our video about it. If that's still up, I'm not sure. This makes the disrespect and violence towards women valid. So she's not here for it. You know, she spoke out about what happened at the Rod Wave tour and how Rod Wave did not defend her.
She also mentioned that she doesn't get a lot of defense, okay, having this job. That it comes with a lot of hoopla that she's got to deal with solo dolo. I do want to say, too, that I don't know. When is the concert's going to come to a point where there's a dress code? Don't come in here with your high heels on. I mean, for God's sake, you got to maneuver around a concert. And you would have thought that somebody would have saw this coming, but I do want to say that a lot of openers, the lighting is pretty off, so it sets the audience off, right? It doesn't really prepare them for like the main attraction. It leaves the lights on, right? I want to say as soon as you turn them lights down, you can't really see what's going on. This shoe being thrown at her, I am going to say, though, that, look, we have a lot of people that's throwing mics right back at the people that's throwing these things at them. Water, shoes, okay, their cell phones. Like, it's on another level. But, again, they need to redo the code of what you bring it in, my concert, when you coming in. And that's the difference between stadiums and, you know, and where you have your concerts. I don't know. It is what it is. And also drink limits, I want to say. You know what I mean? Them openers give everyone the opportunity to get lit before the main attraction even starts. I'm sorry that this happened to her. I really am. But it's time to provide a paintball gun on set. I don't condone violence, but hey, you going to throw something at me? Get ready for it to I'm going to rainbow bright your ass out, okay?
Okay, now before we get into some even messier stories, let's go ahead and get into some positivity for Monday motivation, okay? Monday motivation for pursuing your goals, releasing that music if you're an artist, right? And building your platform, right? Because Madonna had a show in Rio with Anitta and another artist, and 1.6 million attendees showed up. A big win. Absolutely. It was a free concert, but still to rile in this many people is crazy and very successful.
I do want to say very impressive, okay, but she knew what she was doing, or whoever knew what they was doing whenever they invited, first and foremost, Anitta. Anitta has got a great big fan base, and whenever you combine another nationality, okay, with Madonna, it's gonna bring in numbers and two different cultures, okay. It is what it is. Good for her, okay, good for her. She is just about rounding up this tour of hers, and right after that, she got over a great big illness, okay, that kept her bedbound for quite some time. We did not think that she was going to overcome that illness. We did not think that she would come this far, and we damn sure did not look forward to a tour that Madonna would just hop on, but she couldn't wait, and so she is serving. I am going to say that. So yeah, she's selling out. Kudos to her.
Now, a little bit of mess before we wrap it up, okay? Jason Lee has his podcast, the Jason Lee podcast, right? And Pierre has his podcast, and he was posting that he wanted us to choose a new logo for him, 1, 2, or the 3.
Right.
And I went ahead and stepped in with a comment because that logo looked very familiar. I said, 1 or 3 because 2 looks too close to Jason Lee's.
Right. And it was very evident, I am going to say, that the template is almost uncanny.
Yeah, I think Photoshop has that template and that text in there, so he went ahead and chose that. And but Jason Lee's already taken it, so he was being messy.
Yeah.
Because he responded and said he stole a few of my ideas, and then went ahead to announce that he was choosing that logo.
Right. If I didn't know any better, he premeditated that too, right? He had that already in the lineup. He already knew what his decision was going to be.
Especially when he saw MouthTV's right there to be right on the scene, okay?
And let me tell you something. And if I didn't know any better, he was already ruffling feathers, against Jason Lee. Maybe this is that little bitty, the seed, okay?
Well, it's tit for tat. If he's, they're over there taking things, you never know.
Right. Well, we also know whenever it comes to Jason Lee, if it gets, if it rubs him wrong, he'll come back and he'll rebuttal to it. So
now let's get to some real mess, okay? Tell us what you guys think about all that with Jason Lee.
Right.
Hey, Jason Lee, go ahead and respond in the DM. Send us a voice message. We can air that on the show.
Well, now that he's in his political stance, how dirty is he going to continue
exactly,
to be?
I don't know.
We'll see.
But you can't change Jason Lee. He needs to come out here and pop his mess, okay?
Well, there's a thin line between professional, okay, and the streets.
Now, in further YouTube drama, right? Al Reynolds of TGIF's YouTube and show, it's syndicated on quite a few networks, but mostly YouTube, right? Al Reynolds is sharing a post dissing Armon Wiggins. What is going on here? Why is he co-signing this? Because, back in the day, Armon would not tolerate that. Someone he's sitting with. But, this is business. It's a contract show, right? He's getting to this money.
He's participating, baby.
So he gonna put up with it. But Al Reynolds is throwing shade. And this person drug Armon for his allegedly misogynistic views. And I guess they just weren't having it. But that's weird for Al to share it.
Well, under those pretenses, allegedly he thought that men cannot be nurses. Okay, there's certain stances where you're supposed to stay.
And that's weird coming from Armon. I didn't see this segment, so I don't know what they're talking about. But it's very strange that if Armon said that, right, being misogynistic and wanting gender roles in these jobs, because he calls himself a girl.
Oh, I'm speechless. I really, really am. But I do think that whenever you get a kudo like this, and then Al takes the initiative to post it on his, social media platforms to brag, right, on the comeback.
Well, before it expired at the 24-hour mark, right, Al shared another story, and then I went to go check it, and that story was gone, deleted. So I think Armon Wiggins checked him.
Look, he was in the DMs talking about what's really up.
Yeah, what's good?
What's good?
You on the show, talk about I inspire you to be better, and
right,
all these, you kissing my and this is what you're doing on Instagram, glorifying people, shading me, and celebrating you checking me.
Right, exactly. So we'll see, and I keep on mentioning, but as much as I got Armon down, I know that whenever all this is said and done, okay, when the term of contract is ended, we're gonna hear a lot, right? I know he ain't gonna write no book, but he sure gonna do a tell-all. And I can't wait. I'm here for it.
As he does, and yeah, we're here for it. Okay. We love when he gets messy.
Absolutely.
But Armon isn't just catching shade from Al. He's also catching shade from his ex-best friend, the official Kingpin. Okay, the official Kingpin closed on a new house,
yes,
4-bedroom, new construction. So he went up on his Instagram to pop his mess. Okay.
Yes.
Now he's getting he had words for all his friends there in LA who had no one helping him, no one buying him a meal, no one helping him with nothing. So he's like, I've done a lot for people. I've paid people's rent. I've fed people, and no congratulations, no share on my things, no nothing. So he said, you're all getting cut off, no inviting to the housewarming. He also revealed he fell out with William the Baddest, one of his hosts on his upcoming shows on the Lituation Networks. And so he's coming out with a lot of mess, but he also pretty much focused on throwing shade at Mr. Wiggins.
You enjoy leasing your life, okay, on period. Know that July 23rd, okay, everything is changing for me. Okay, I no longer, okay, am going to be the tail, okay, but I am transitioning into the head, okay, on period. And you're mad. No, there's a lot of people sick at home right now. I'm just seeing my house that I just bought while they are paying $5,000 to rent condos to keep up with the Joneses, okay. when I told them stupid hoes to get them a cheap apartment and save their money. They wanted to go get condos and skyrise in downtown with homeless people and pit. Okay? Yeah. Well, I stayed in the valley where it was nice and cheap, affordable, where they had parking, and I was able to save my money. And guess what? I'm buying the house first. Yeah, if they even are going to be able to buy a house ever. These people paying $5,000 a month in rent to live in a month condo in the sky downtown where there's pit and homeless people everywhere, when they could have been paying $2,000 to $3,000 to live in the valley in a regular apartment with regular parking. Okay, no homeless people and no pit. You know, but these people want to impress you all. It's a house, not a condo, and I'm excited about it. You know, apparently, I guess I'm a bad friend and shit. I'll just be that. I'll be a bad friend because as a bad friend, I ain't never asked that. Not a soul for it. Just accept the title. That's what being a bad friend look like. Let me move over to being a good friend. Okay, period. Yeah. Okay, shout out to MouthTV in the building. I'm sick of the negative energy. I've overcame all the negativity in my life, and I still won. I put Jesus out to MouthTV in the house. I know that's right.
Well, let me just let you know right now. Whenever we make $1, it's up to us to decide where we want to place and invest that money. King Pain has never shown me any less than a boss, okay? From word get, and way back when I've been watching him, he used to go live just randomly, right? Show us where he's at. He'd be at the car auction. I'd be like, I'm down, shoot. You know what I mean? Take me behind the scenes. So I would learn a little bit of something off of King Pain each and every time that he went live into one of his little business ventures. I am going to say that Armon has made it very evident that he wants to take care of his family. It's something that he wants. It fulfills him, right? When you have that void, you know what I mean, from childhood of not being good enough, this right here is what he's doing to fulfill that need. He lets us know all the time. Sure, he bitches about what he's lost, but I guess money can't put a price on having his family around. So with that being said, I think that, you know, when I look at Armon, he's burnt a lot of bridges with his friends, but he don't do that so much with family. And if he does, then he keeps them closer because that's something that you really can't replace. Kudos to King Pain. You know what I'm saying? I always knew that he was going to get it, right? And even if it was out the mud, he's done that. But
so he's knocking these pillars out of the freaking box, right? Buying a house, launching the network. You know, Armon Wiggins was trying to raise money with King Pain back in the day for these projects, right? To own some things, to launch a real podcast, to launch a real network, to launch everything. Yeah. So a record label. They wanted to do so much. So here we go. He's actually doing these projects here come years later. Yeah. So I can really look at him with respect in that. Wiley Show is catching some heat in these streets, okay? He is also giving the heat. Right. Now, he came out dragging us for covering King Pain's new network, the Lituation Network, and he dragged King Pain, saying the network's never going to get off the ground. It's not going to be successful. He's wasting his time.
I really thought MouthTV. I thought y'all had some sense. I probably was wrong. Talk about Wiley. Who cares talking about King? You gave that man the first segment. That was a snooze fest. Talk about WILEYSHOW. Put us in the title. I can guarantee you people will watch it. They ain't stunned King in that boring reality show. Who watching it? Armon ain't a part of it. Neither is that boyfriend. Not even Jalen the side piece. Put Wiley in the title. I'm tired of telling y'all not to put. They ain't checking for King Pain. They checking for Wiley.
So he's really trying to, on the parade.
Right before it starts. Gosh, but you know what? It be your own people. It is what it is. And I want to say that I have watched King Pain, bring this dream into fruition for quite a few years. So it's not like this is something that he just woke up and it was handed to him. No. He's on stereo. He's on, Bigo. He's on different platforms, Instagram. He is on YouTube, and he is bringing in different, avenues of money and different people that listen to him at different times. I think that he's really building an audience, and his numbers are adding up. And we can't hate on that. The hustle is hard out here. So once you do get, and accumulate, the first thing you need to do is invest in your dreams. But I do think too that him going off on everybody because they have not followed in his footsteps, and look at me now. We just need to be careful, okay? Like where you came from is where you can be put back. So
Even further in the YouTube drama mess, okay, Wiley also again, he's causing up all these fights, right? He came and had some words for AT2 showing up in Las Vegas on their little trip, right? Him and Couture had a meet and greet there in Vegas. Right. Well, Wiley drug him, said, "You're blocked. Why are you here? You're not welcome. You just came here to be messy."
I'm not saying that. He's blocked. He's not welcome. And he said, "Oh, I only come in to see Couture Babe." You was gambling. You barely came. Let me shut up. I come in to see Couture Babe. You should have been home recovering. And you shouldn't have been gambling and losing. If you come to see Couture Babe, why weren't you at all events? You came to be messy.
AT2 on his page dragged him from, every detail, even, bringing up his scandals and allegations that have been said about Wiley, and he got real messy with it. Go ahead and check out this clip.
Name and act like I'm some fool. No. Never that. Because let's talk about it. Let's talk about, I don't even want to drop this bomb, but let me drop the bomb. Why are we playing these stupid games? It was none of that when we met each other. Jeffrey Dahmer Jr. making homeless people sleep with you, nasty.
So AT2 claims he only went there to see Couture Bae. Wiley's calling BS. And, it's just real messy there.
I think, too, that whenever you have the opportunity, okay, and you can knock out two birds with one stone. I mean, look, I'm coming at you. You know what I mean? I'm pulling up. But on another note, I think, too, that this reminds me of whenever, Wiley bought some Tasha K tickets and she, you know what I mean, put her foot on his neck and said, "You ain't coming in." Like, there is a point where we get tired of hearing what you got to say, and it's not, to big up me. It's to big down me. So, we can get messy. We can get messy out here on these streets, but I think, too, that AT2 knew what he was doing when he stuck around, right? If you came to see Couture Bae and she ain't around, okay, it's time to go home. But no, he took the initiative and he took the opportunity to do a face-off, okay, with Wiley, and I
don't know. It looked like everybody was smiling, having a good time. So I don't know. All of a sudden, now everyone's popping their mess.
Right. But for all we know, it's content, okay. Again, whenever Tasha did that to Wiley, it kind of made a sensation. I think that maybe they were just trying to see what it would do. You know what I mean? With their clout. So it is what it is. AT2's been putting in work. I'm not going to sit here and say he hasn't, but his storylines need to alter and develop, because if not, he's going to stay where he's at. So it is what it is. I'm glad to see people working together and collabing, even if they don't want to admit that's what it is. So Terrence Howard is out here. He does not have an official Facebook page, but when he discovered this page, it has over 2 million followers on it. Now, let me just say that whenever it comes to something like that, there is a lot, but then not a lot that needs to be done about something like that. There was so many followers are accumulated to it, right? And he's like, "Oh my God, these people think they're following me. They're not."
There is a Facebook account out there that has 2 million something followers on it. I do not have a Facebook account. It has a blue check mark. It is not my account. I have not posted anything on there. So anyone that is following that false account, they're following a lie. So please separate yourself from it. And whoever is pretending to be me, I'm going to find you and I'm going to sue you. So live long. I'm coming.
Now, I just want to say that he is trying to take this site down, right? It's not him. They have garnished, I'm sure, an unsurmountable amount of money through those funnels and whatnot, because, look, it is what it is. But on another note, I want to hear your thoughts and theories on that whole subject, because I know that a lot of us put a lot of work into our platforms, and then we turn around, and when we get started, you know what I mean, to open up a Facebook or to open up that Instagram, our name is already there, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like a neck-to-neck type situation, like, hey. And then there's a fight in the background. So hopefully this does not drag on to court. Hopefully he can just, the cease and desist works.
I don't know. I think he wants that money from it. Okay, that's why he's trying to sue instead of telling Meta it's not him and to ban the page and take it down. I mean, he wants that pay. He said, "You're gonna profit off me with 2-something million followers.
Right.
I want my cut."
Yeah, and that's impressive. I'm not
pay me. Right.
Yeah.
So. On to the next one. Kim Kardashian caught a lot of heat at the Tom Brady roast, right? Tom Brady roasted her, saying, "You were terrified to be here because you didn't want to leave the kids with Kanye." And Kim had a pretty good roast for him, talking about how he is turning into Bruce/Caitlyn Jenner, because as he ages, she can't see a chance of them getting together because he reminds her so much of Caitlyn. Basically turning real polished and feminine.
Right. Well, I think that it's odd that she even gave him a thought. But we know how her mind works now, right?
Well, she was invited. She had to come up with some good roast.
No, and I do want to
She wanted to shine.
No, absolutely. And I know that. I do want to say that whoever writes these scripts on these roasts are doing a great job. I think the gap and how many episodes they upload, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh my God, come on, stop dragging. But it's nice whenever they do pop out with one. It's nice to see Kim Kardashian participate, right? And get roasted down and actually have some, compelling words come out of her mouth and people, jaw drop. Because, we're not used to her being in this type of light, I want to say. Usually she's just, your one extra. But she's dipped and dabbled in the movies, in some TV shows, and I think that she's just really trying to make her mark and get in where she fits in as so much not a teeny bopper anymore, okay? Like an elite. I think she just wants to be taken more serious. It's just a little funny because it's like houseway. But anyways, she's being a good sport.
Well, there you have it. That's Messy Monday. Tell us what you guys want us to cover on Wild Wednesday, and we'll get that over to you guys, okay? Now, join us here for the next ones by turning on your notifications, okay? As we go on with this series, we're going to be premiering these, so you're going to want to be here for the premieres. Turn on the notifications.
Yes.
And we'll see you guys in the next ones. It's MouthTV, bringing you all the latest headlines, breaking stories, drama, clout chasers, and everything trending in these streets. We out.